So good morning children. So last class we have discussed up to buoyancy and buoyant force. So what is mean by, first we will see the buoyant force. So what is mean by buoyant force? Okay. So if we are taking the water, we may put it to some of the object. What will happen? Okay. Some object it will float on the water. Some object it will go inside the water. Okay. The difference between these pressure causes what ma forces. Okay, that force is called what ma buoyant force. That force is called buoyant force. Okay, if you are taking the fresh water and the salt water, so which water contains more buoyant force? Okay, which water contains less buoyant force? Okay, so if you are taking the fresh water contains less amount of salt, okay, than the salt water. So salt water contains more salt. Okay, so based on the density, okay, salt water contains high density. Okay, fresh water contains less density. Okay, so the buoyant force is high in salt water, fresh water less. Okay, so what is mean by buoyancy? Okay, so the entire phenomena is called buoyancy. So buoyancy depends upon what ma pressure and density. Already we know pressure is equal to what is the formula? Okay, pressure is equal to force divided by area. Pressure is equal to what ma? Force divided by area. Okay, so next one, what is mean by positively buoyant object? What is mean by negatively buoyant object? So positively buoyant object means what ma? So if you are taking the object, you have to put the weight. So weight of the object when compared to the amount of the liquid present in the container is less. Okay, so that objects are called positively buoyant object. So negatively buoyant object means what ma? Okay, when compared to volume of the liquid, okay, the object weight is more. Okay, so that type of objects are the examples of negatively buoyant object. Okay, for example, iron, stone, okay, bricks. Okay, so these are all the examples of negatively buoyant object. So positively buoyant objects, what are the things or materials or substance are the examples? Okay, wood, okay, some plastics. Okay, so these are all the examples of what ma positively buoyant object and negatively buoyant object. Okay, so next one, Cartesian diver. So next getting Cartesian diver. So what is the spelling ma? Cartesian, Cartesian diver. Okay, so it is an instrument is used to demonstrate the principle of buoyancy. Buoyancy. Okay, so it is an instrument is used to demonstrate the principle of buoyancy. Okay, so it is made up of what ma? Pen cap and clay. Pen cap and clay. So okay, so clay already we know what is mean by pen cap. Pen cap is made up of what ma? Sometimes we are using iron materials, sometimes we are using plastic materials also. Okay, pen cap and pen cap with the clay. Okay, so we have to take the small like vessels or bottle, we have to close. Okay, next we have to fill with what ma? Half of the bottle fill with the water. Okay, so next we have to immerse the cap. Okay, next this is called clay. Okay, this is called what ma? Cap. Okay, so this portion is filled with what? Air. Okay, so slowly we have to immerse the pen cap with the clay. What will happen? Clay slowly absorb the water. Clay slowly absorb the water. Okay, so what will happen ma? It will enter into down. Okay, at last what will happen? It will sink in the water. So in this way we will prove the which one ma? Buoyancy. Okay, so next one, Archimedes principle. Next one, Archimedes principle. So Archimedes, Archimedes principle. Okay, Archimedes principle. Okay, so instead of Principal, we may return means what is the meaning ma? Who is the head of the institutions? Okay, that person is called what ma? Principal. Okay, so Archimedes principle. So what is mean by Archimedes principle? Okay, so Archimedes principle is the consequences of what law ma? Pascal's law. Consequences of what law? Pascal's law. Pascal's law. So what is mean by this law? So which law? Archimedes principle. So Archimedes principle is nothing but a body immersed. Immersed means what ma? Enter into the water or partially or completely. Okay, a body immersed in a fluid experiences. Okay, a vertical upward buoyant force is equal to the weight of the fluid it displaces. Weight of the fluid it displaces. Okay, so this principle is called what ma? Archimedes principle. Okay, if you are taking one small examples, okay, we will understood very easily. Fill with water. Okay, here we have to keep what ma? Again we have to collect the water. Okay, so we may immerse the object. We may immerse the object. Okay, what will happen? Okay, so exactly we have to fill with the water up to this. Okay, slowly we have to immerse the object. What will happen? Okay, certain amount of the liquid it will come outside. Okay, that amount of the liquid is equal to weight of the object. Weight of the object. Okay, can you understand ma? Okay, how can we identify the weight of the object? Okay, slowly we have to immerse in the liquid. What will happen? The liquid comes outside. Again we may put the weight of the liquid. Okay, the weight of the liquid is equal to weight of the object. Okay, weight of the object. So this principle is called what ma? Archimedes principle. Okay, so what is the definition for Archimedes principle? Okay, a body immersed in a fluid experiences, okay, a vertical upward buoyant force. Okay, vertical means what ma? We know this one. Horizontal means this one. Vertical upward buoyant force is equal to how much amount of the water displaced by this object. Okay, so this principle is called what principle ma? Archimedes principle. So Archimedes principle. So upthrust force is nothing but what? So based on this diagram, upthrust force. So upthrust force is nothing but what ma? Weight of the fluid displaced. Weight of the fluid displaced. Weight of the fluid displaced is equal to what? Is equal to apparent loss of weight on the body. Okay, so weight of the displaced amount of the liquid is equal to what ma? So this object we may keep in the outside in normal conditions. Okay, one weight will be there. Okay, the same object we may immerse in the liquid. Okay, suppose we may feel that what ma? Weight may be loss. Okay, that loss of weight. Loss of weight. Okay, so next one. Apparent weight of an object. Actual apparent weight of an object is equal to, okay, true weight of an object in air. True weight of an object in air minus upthrust. Okay, upthrust is nothing but what ma? How much amount of the water is coming outside. Okay, so in this way we have to find out the weight of the object. Okay, so next one, laws of flotation. Laws of flotation. Okay, the A won't come. Okay, FLOTATION, laws of flotations. Okay, TATION. So what is mean by laws of flotations? Okay, so in our textbook, okay, two laws are given. Okay, one is, okay, the weight of the floating body, the weight of the floating body in a fluid, the weight of the floating body in a fluid. Okay, if you are taking the beaker filled with water, okay, here one object is floating. Okay, the weight of the the weight of a floating body in a fluid is equal to weight of the liquid displaced by the body. Okay, weight of the liquid displaced by the body. Okay, so what is the first law says that okay, what is the first law state that the weight of the floating body, the weight of the floating body is equal to, okay, actual weight of the floating body is equal to how much amount of the water displaced by this object. Okay, suppose we may calculate the weight of the water, that should be equal. Okay, that is the first law. Okay, so second law, okay, the center of the gravity of floating body, okay, the center of the gravity of the floating body, okay, this is the one of the object. Okay, this center, okay, the center of the floating body, center of the floating body, okay, the center of the floating body and the center of the buoyancy, and the center of the buoyancy, and the center of the buoyancy are in the same vertical line, are in the same vertical line. Okay, so that law, okay, that is the second law of what flotation. Okay, so once again I will repeat the laws of flotation. First one, the weight of the floating body, okay, in a liquid is equal to the weight of the floating body in a fluid is equal to weight of the fluid displaced by the body. Okay, displaced by the body. Okay, actual weight of the body is equal to how much amount of the water is coming outside. Okay, second one, okay, the center of the floating body, the center of the floating body and the center of the buoyancy. Okay, center of the floating body. Okay, if you are taking the object, center of the floating body and center of the buoyancy. Okay, center of the buoyant force are in the same vertical line. Okay, so these two statements are called as what laws of flotation, laws of flotations. Okay, so next one, what is mean by flotation therapy? Therapy means what treatment. Therapy means what treatment. Okay, so in our textbook more to know, one part is given flotation therapy. Okay, flotation therapy uses water that contains Epsom salt rich in magnesium, so we may take that water like bathing or swimming or something. Okay, the magnesium helps to control some of the disease like what diabetes, two type of disease. Okay, so this much information is given in our textbook. So that's all. Which lesson is over lesson 3 fluids lesson is over. Okay, so what is the homework for today? Okay, so we have to revise the entire evaluation except numerical problem, Okay, so just you take your textbook page number 36, okay, choose the best answer, fill in the blanks, match the following, answer in briefly, okay, like 2 mark questions. Next one, answer in details, next one, assertion and reason type of the question is given. So what is the meaning assertion and reason type of questions? One statement is given, so based on the statement some answers are given. Okay, few answers are given. Okay, Okay, which answer is suitable for the questions? Okay, that is called what ma? Assistant and reason type of questions. Okay, next one, higher order thinking questions. Higher order thinking questions means what is the meaning ma? So based on this lessons, okay, few questions they have raised. Okay, so that type of questions are called what ma? Higher order thinking questions. One example is given. How does a fish manage to rise up and move down in water? Okay, so based on what conditions? Based on what ma? What conditions? Okay, where the answer is given in our textbook ma? This lessons. Which lesson ma? Fluids lesson. So successfully we have completed how many lessons ma? Physics 3 lessons, chemistry 2 lessons we have completed. So next classes we are going to start the chemistry lessons. Okay, so today homework, revise the lesson 3 evaluations. Okay, homework, what homework ma? Homework, revise lesson 3 evaluation. Okay, you have to write the answer alone. One mark questions you have to write the answer alone. No need to write the questions. The same way, 2 mark and 4 mark questions you have to write the answer. Okay, 7 mark questions just you have to read. No need to write in your classwork note. Okay, so thank you children. We will see in the next class remaining part. Okay, thank you.